Hello, welcome back to creator.af50 and the community of We've Outgrown the Game. It has been a while since I recorded anything. I don't have a legit reason out of just it was the holidays. I just literally launched my YouTube channel like a month ago, maybe. There's no one reason, but I am glad to be back, and I'm glad to be back with you guys recording. I hope everyone had a really good Thanksgiving. I did. I had a great Thanksgiving. I'm finally done eating leftovers. I'm gonna say something gross. People are gonna be grossed out. I don't care. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I cook a big meal. It's usually just my partner and I. I cook a big meal, and he does his side. I do my sides, and then I just eat it. I eat it every single day in different variations. I'll have different pieces of different everything in different variations. The other day I had a piece of sweet potato pie for breakfast because I can and I'm old. So anyways, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. That is not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about, I made some notes actually so we could stay on track. Today we're going to talk about the identity crisis that is associated with a layoff. So a little bit about this community. This is a community for women, minority women, 50 and older, Gen X women in their 50s. I mean, you choose, right? Who are ex-corporate and have been recently impacted by a layoff and who are looking to figure out what's next. So I'm going to do a series of these because I think, originally when I started my community, it was to support myself, right? I was looking for a community for women, minority women, post-corporate, and I just couldn't find that particular niche of people, someone out there that's not recruiting or not trying to sell you something. I mean, I do have an ebook. I would love for you to buy it. Like, let's be real. Every single thing that you are consuming is to sell you something. Even if you're just watching YouTube videos, let's be honest, you're helping that person grow their channel. So there's always an exchange of goods and services, right? But I say all that to say, there has been a lot of recent mergers and acquisitions within the advertising space. And because of that, I would estimate about 6,000 people have been impacted and have lost their jobs. 6,000 people, that's a lot of people. It was 4 from FCB and the BBDO network, or however that kind of shook out. And then right after that, Omni Health bought somebody else and also reduced redundancies, resulting in another 2,000 people being laid off. So it's about 6,000 people that's been laid off in the past 2 weeks in advertising. Now, in the grand scheme of things, advertising is a really big community, but it's not really a big community. Like, it is, but it's not. And 6,000 people is a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of things, it's probably just a drop in the bucket. Regardless, I personally don't feel like advertising translates to other industries that well. Like, I made the transition from advertising to tech, but I was still in the creative people operations space, so that translated. But moving into something else, like within the medical field or finance or something like that, it doesn't really translate. I mean, obviously, as someone who worked in advertising, I'm a very good communicator. I typically have my thoughts and things together. I also moved from the East Coast to the Northeast to the West Coast, so some of my skills didn't really translate because they just do things differently here in California. Not in a bad way. So it's actually in a very good way. It's actually in a way of a reset nervous system, which is really good. But I just wanted to hop on real quick and talk a little bit about the identity crisis that comes with what's now, what's next, and what's now. A couple of things. I wrote some notes down because I wanted to stay on track, because I want this to be a poignant video, and hopefully you take something from it. The what now, the what's next, the panic, the shot nervous system that you're likely experiencing right now, it's okay. I want you to also know that it's okay. It's fine that you feel the way that you feel. I think I don't think that there's a lot of, I'm not making a blanket statement. I'm just speaking from my own experience as someone who was laid off. I didn't find a place to land that made me feel good. And that is the purpose of We've Outgrown the Game. It is a place for minority women and African American women post-corporate. Oh, I almost said post-COVID. No, post-corporate. Who are looking for a place to land, looking for a place where we can have real conversations, looking for a place where we can actually say the things that you weren't able to say at work and you couldn't really say to maybe family members or people who just weren't in that corporate space that just doesn't understand. I mean, the truth be told, the oppression and the inequities of women and Black women in this country, just, it doesn't matter what. You could work at McDonald's, you could be a CEO. They're all the same. Like, those things don't differ. The oppression and the inequities. But I can only speak for the community in which I spent 20 years in, and that is advertising. So if you're looking at, if this is like your second Monday, your first Monday maybe of after being laid off, and you're thinking, what do I do now? Maybe you're a single person raising a family, maybe your partner or your spouse is unable to work. Like, maybe your income was the keeping your family afloat. I want to just apologize that this has happened to you. I'm very sorry that you're experiencing this. I'm very sorry that you're experiencing this during the holiday season. Truth be told, though, it doesn't matter whether you're experiencing this in January, first of the year, shitty. Summertime, kids want to go on vacation, you want to go on vacation, shitty. Fall, kids are in college, parents might be getting older, or holidays. It's the spectrum of when a layoff is ever a good time, you'll never find, you'll never find it, in my personal opinion. So if you've been impacted recently by any of these mergers and acquisitions and you're in your 50s, I just want you to know it's going to hit a little different. It is going to feel like a cold, hard slap in the face, because you put in so much time, you put in so much effort, you had so much sweat equity into your organization, into your title, into your team, into working for people that you didn't like, working with people that you really liked. And I personally don't feel like there's enough resources out there around what a layoff really is and how it really impacts you. And the only thing I can kind of equate it to is breaking up, being in a relationship, or breaking up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever you're into. Because you know that the person's still there, you know the person's still going on with their life, you know that person's routine, you know that you held it together for so many people, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh, I don't want to be with you anymore. And you're devastated, you're gut punched, you go to bed with this pit in your stomach, you wake up with that same pit in your stomach. I want you to know a couple things. A, it's going to be okay. A, it's not as bad as it seems. And this layoff might be, bad sports pun coming, a layup, right? It might be setting you up for something that you've always wanted to do, but you never had the guts to do it for a variety of reasons. Not because you don't believe in yourself, but for the lie that we bought, hook, line, and sinker, which was go to school, get good grades, go to college, graduate, get a job, marry somebody, have some children, buy a house, retire, spend time with grandkids, die, right? Those are the 11 things that they drill, and by they I mean societal America, drill into your brain, right? From the time you get into elementary school. The one thing that they don't bother to tell you is that there's so many people on this planet taking care of themselves, earning an income, producing the means to support themselves and their family through a variety of things. And if you can take that weight off your shoulders for just a day, just Do it day by day. Take another weight off your shoulders, another weight, and start to really drill down into, what do I like? What does bring me joy? What makes me happy? What could I do for hours and hours and hours and lose myself in? What would I do if I didn't get paid to do it? Now, okay, I want you to don't click off this video. Don't roll your eyes at me. Don't say, is she out of her fucking mind? I have a mortgage to pay. Don't say any of those things. I'm not saying forego the life that you've created, right? Like, because the corporate gauntlet that you've been running through for 20 years, for me, it's been 20 years, 20 plus years, funded my life. It got me the car I drive. It got me the place that I live. It bought me this beautiful home. Like, of course, we understand that. I'm not saying like it's all now magically going to take care of itself. But if you're 50, you know some things. If you're 50, you've been doing whatever you're doing for a very long time. You have something to offer. Someone out there has a situation and they're looking for a solution to that, and you have that solution. So there are a few things that you can do to immediately, in my personal opinion, position yourself to get a little bit out of that panic state, right? Because you're panicked. You don't know what to do. You're 50. The other part is, okay, yeah, you've lost your income. But now you have to layer on top of losing that income. I'm old as fuck, right? Shit. Now what do I do? Maybe that isn't what you do. Maybe you don't do that again. Or maybe if you decide to do that, maybe you do it in a different way. Maybe you become a fractional executive. Maybe you become an independent contractor. Maybe you become a freelancer. Maybe you teach a course on some of the things that you were considered the master at your corporation on knowing how to execute. Maybe you put together a course for younger people coming up to teach them how to do that and get paid to do that, right? Maybe you are an artist or a musician and you were doing it part-time. Maybe now you could do it full-time. Maybe now you can get a job at your favorite place. Maybe you have, okay, let's just say, for instance, you have a favorite restaurant or a favorite grocery store or something that just brings you joy, a place that you're just like, I could spend all day here. For me, it's my gym, right? I could spend all day in the gym. I love the gym. You know, maybe, for instance, you go get a job at your gym. You might not be making as much, but you also will have to have a conversation with yourself, and you're going to have a conversation with your partner that things might look a little different. And you might also be like, I don't plan on going back to corporate. That's where I am. I am in the place where I don't have the intention of going back to corporate. There are two people that if they called me tomorrow, I would definitely go back to work for or work with, because they were my boss, but they ended up being really good friends. So if they ever needed my help, and even then it would likely be on a contractual basis, right? I would likely be a contractor or a freelancer for them. But I know what I do and I know how to do it really well. So you can do two things at once. You can package up what you know, and you can then go sell it to other corporations, maybe smaller corporations, maybe startups, maybe someone needs your knowledge, right? So I do have an ebook on how to figure that out. So it's going to be linked somewhere down. I don't know. It's going to be linked somewhere. But if your intention is like, you know what? I hated that job anyway. You know what? I'm actually tired of hustling. I'm actually tired of this. Maybe it's time to really take a look at your life and reframe it. See what you could, maybe it was time for you to downsize. Maybe your kids are off to college. Maybe your kids have graduated. Like my daughter's graduated and has her own business. Not crazy. Maybe you really take inventory of where you are, Miss 50, and you decide what really brings you joy. And if what really brings you joy is something that you're like, no one's ever going to pay me for this. Trust me, they will. Every single idea that's ever been thought still exists on this planet, right? Every single thing that you can touch, feel, put on, consume via video, all of it came from an idea. Think about that. From the simplest thing, from a piece of paper or a pen or a pencil or shoes, all came from a need, all came from an idea. And you're like, oh, everything's been invented. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Because the beauty of being a human being on this planet, the beauty of your existence is that every single one of us do everything completely different. Every single one of us. You can have 2 brain surgeons operating, doing the exact same surgery, and each of those surgeons will have a different approach, may use a different tool. So I say all that to say, every single one of us have a unique offer. Each and every one of us has inside of us a unique offer that someone will pay you for. Think about that. Really think about that. Now, if you are Gen X like myself, you are likely operating off of a shot nervous system. I speak a lot about shot nervous systems. I've written articles about it. I've done podcasts about it. If you're interested in learning more about your nervous system and how to reset it, check it out over on Substack. The channel is creator.af50 and the community is We've Outgrown the Game. So there are free resources over there for you to go check out. And just know that you're going to be okay. Just know that you're not the only one. And everyone, it feels like when you've broken up with someone, when you've been laid off, which to me is the exact same thing, you feel like it's only happening to you. And it's not. If you are a minority woman, if you are a Black woman especially, there are 300,000 of us right now out of the workforce. Now, the majority of that workforce is corporate America, believe it or not. However, with the recent rollbacks of DEI and with some jobs, becoming more automated with AI and more jobs just becoming more automated as technology evolves and expands. It might not be completely AI, but there are tools like Monday and Jira and Figma and all these things where things are a little bit more automated. You might not need a file manager anymore. There's things that are there's tools. It's evolving. It's, that's the whole reason for us being here, is to expand this universe and its existence in which we dabble in every single day. Our job is to get better and better and better. Our job is to expand. Our job is to push our universe further, right? We're not all still using rotary phones. We're using smartphones. I have my Meta glasses. I don't even need I could just talk into my glasses now, right? So if you think about all of the things that are happening, this is a prime opportunity for you. This is a prime opportunity for 2 reasons. 1, you've got a shit ton of experience. 2, you can learn something new. So if you take your experience and you learn something, you learn a new tool, you learn AI, you spend some time learning tools to help you package and sell your offering to corporations or to individuals, what are you talking about? You no longer need to work for somebody else. Oh, I made it sound so easy. It's not that easy. It is that easy. It literally is that easy if you take the time to find out what that is. Figure out what that system is. Figure out what really gets you going. What gets you excited? What could you talk about for hours? What could you, even if it's, let's say for shits and giggles, you love movies. You love the movies. Or you love the theater. You could become a movie reviewer. You could become a theater critic. And you could do that right on YouTube. Right here. You could set yourself up a channel. And you could go back and watch old 90s movies and 80s movies and movies from the 30s and be a whole entire channel of reviewing those movies. And you can make income from doing that. Trust me when I tell you, whatever you love, Someone wants to know how to do it. Someone might be interested in, someone might not even be interested in it, but just enjoys the way you deliver. They enjoy the way you show up. You resonate. It's called resonant marketing. How do you resonate with people? How do you put yourself out there so you're no longer being beholden to a company? I have to tell you, the fact that we're still selling this lie to children graduating high school is a little upsetting and unnerving. Now, mind you, granted, some of them are just workers. There's some of them it's like, oh, okay. Not the sharpest knife, right? Which is okay, which is totally okay. Everybody is a unique gift on this planet. Everybody is unique, and I'm including everybody. You know the orange turd that I'm talking about? He's a unique gift too. A gift that you want to set on fire and flush down the toilet, but he's still a gift, right? He's a unique gift. Now you just got to figure out a way, and I'm going to help you do it. That's what this community is for. This community is here to help you figure out a way to identify what that is. Do it from a place of rest, relaxation, and being open to the opportunity. So that really goes back to what I was talking about earlier, the resetting your nervous system, the how do I do that? We're going to talk about it. We are here to talk about it, girl. Let me tell you, we're going to talk about it ad nauseum. Because until you get that nervous system fixed, until you stop operating from a shot nervous system, you won't be able to be open to what brings you joy, because all your internal energies are a plate of scrambled eggs. They're all still panicky. They're all still just hustling. The hustle is what takes the joy out of existing. The hustle is what takes the joy out of your life. So we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that too. If you stay tuned, if you come back, I promise you, it's going to be a 7-week series. And we're going to go over 7 things. And each week, there'll be 1 video a week. And each week we're going to talk about, how do I do it? How do I do it? Give me the push. Give me the, it's not even motivation. You don't even need motivation. How do I do it? How do I just start? How do I take some of this weight off? Each week we're going to take off a weight. And at the end of it, we're going to have a list. We're going to have a list of things that bring us joy. We're going to have a list of things that we can package up and put out there in the world. So if that's what you are looking for, if that's what you have been craving, especially these last probably 5-6 years of being in corporate, you've found the right community. We've outgrown the game. It's just that. We've outgrown the game. So now what? Now what do we do? I'm here to help, because I couldn't find it. If you guys have another place that you can find this information, if you have a place where it's a community and it's free and it's fun and it's engaging and it's joyful, please drop it in my comments, because I'd love to go check it out. Not as competition, I would love to go check it out. Because when I was in this position of looking for something, I couldn't find it. So I just built it myself. I won't spend too much time on all of the inequities and how this is fucked up and how it's the holiday season and how corporations, you're just a number to a corporation. I won't spend too much time on that, but it's true. But if you did find yourself on the receiving end of a layoff, and it is the holidays, again, I do want to apologize for that happening to you, because it is shitty. But you know what? I, as an internal optimist, I will say that there's always a silver lining, always. And your silver lining could be, I don't have to commute anymore. I don't have to sit next to Marty, who I actually can't stand, who smells like sardines. I don't have to sit in meetings anymore wondering why the hell we're having this meeting. I don't have to panic the night before about this deck. I don't have all of these things that you've just been doing over and over and over again. All of these hoops that you've been jumping through for a system, no doubt, that you were never really included in the first place. The corporate system was not built for women. It was not built for minorities. It was not built for minority women. It was not built for older minority women. I mean, I hate all of those things, right? It wasn't built for me. So when you're panicking and feeling like I've been kicked off the island, that island wasn't made for you, sis. That island was made for a white man. I hate to tell you. And if you're not a minority woman, if you are just a woman in your 50s and you've come into this community, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. We're all in the same boat. We literally are all in the same boat if you're a middle-aged woman who was just recently laid off. The distinct difference is, though, that our country recently has made an effort, a valiant effort, to roll back DEI, completely do away with it, therefore requiring companies to not have to have a diverse group of employees, right? They weren't really forced to do it in the first place, but most people complied, because most people, I have to say, most people are pretty decent. Most people understand that we're all equal, all the same. Women can do the same, if not better job than men. Women have more to offer. Women have soft skill. Like, most people understand that. Most people recognize that. Most people respect that if you fall within that category. So the systems and the corporations that were never really built for us have bent a little bit to incorporate us, have bent, a little bit to bring us in a little closer. But at the end of the day, it was never meant for you. It wasn't built for you, right? So how do you navigate in a system that wasn't built for you? How do you navigate a system that wasn't built for you and now has told you to politely gather your stuff and we don't need your services anymore? You can do it. You can navigate it. If you are a Gen X person, if you are a Gen X minority woman, the knowledge and energy and chutzpah, shout out to my Yiddish home slices, that you possess, you can't go buy that. You can't teach it, you can't buy it, you can't replicate it. It's unique to you. And I'm going to help you. I'm here to help you figure that out. So one way we're going to do that, let's just start right off the bat. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video. I'm going to go back and look at it. Is the identity crisis that's associated with your layoff. So like I said before, it is part of it feels almost like a breakup with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whoever, whatever you're into, like I said earlier. What did you do the first time? What did you do the first time you broke up with somebody? What did you do when that person broke your heart? I know what I did. I'll tell you what I did. My college roommate will attest to this. I cut up all the pictures of me and my boyfriend and I set them on fire in our dorm room. I sure did. So do that. Do something like that. Go through your computer, because I'm sure at some point you used your work computer to do some work on vacation, because we all have worked through vacations. I'm sure that you have used your work computer or your personal phone to do some work that you weren't supposed to be using your own personal stuff for. Go through and delete all that shit, unless it's something that you can use and repurpose for your own, something that you created. Like, say you created a deck on whatever and you still have it. All you need to do is rebrand it, right? All you need to do is strip out all of the information that was in it that's pertinent to your company. But the crux of it, if you made it, you don't need to remake it. You just need to reframe it, right? So go through all your stuff. Delete all the stuff you don't need. Delete Microsoft Office off your phone. Delete the people's phone numbers in your phone that you didn't want to call anyway. Delete them all. And so then on Tuesday, because I'm recording this on a Monday, you're going to feel these little micro things that I'm going to ask you to do. You're going to be like, that's not going to help. Trust me, it's going to help. It's going to help. It's going to feel good. When I went through and deleted all of the stuff that was on my computer from work that I didn't need. I don't even know. It was just on there taking up space. It felt so good, and it felt so refreshing. I had gone through and cleaned out my office too recently, and I had offer letters from years ago, ripped up garbage. Get rid of it. Because we need to make space for new things to happen. And we can't make space if something is already in that space. So let's go through and clean out everything. That's your first task, the cleanup, right? I know I said, oh, this is the identity crisis, but this is going to help you. I promise you it's going to feel good. In the next video, next week, we're going to talk about what's next. What do I do? Okay, so Tanya, you're probably saying to yourself, I can go delete all this stuff right now. Now what? Just give yourself a minute. Take a little bit of a break. You're allowed. I know for 20 years you weren't allowed to take a break. I understand that. Trust me. I really understand that. For 20 years you were not allowed to take a break. But now you have a little time to take a break. If you're 50, I'm not saying everyone's financial situation is going to be different. Sorry if that you heard the blowing go off. It's a little chilly, so I had a little heater going. Take a couple days. Sleep in. Take a couple days. Have a nice coffee in the morning. Read a book. Give yourself a little bit, even if you give yourself a little bit of grace, even if it's Monday and you're watching this on a Monday, and you say, okay, I'm going to give myself Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm just going to take Tuesday and Wednesday off. I'm going to take a nice hot bath. I'm going to go for a run in the middle of the day. I'm going to spend time with my dog. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to write a letter. I'm gonna do some things that are gonna make me feel good. Do them. Give yourself at least, I say give yourself a week, but give yourself a few days to process what just happened to you. Give yourself a little bit, and now I'm speaking directly to people who have just recently been laid off, because there's a lot happening right now. If you go onto LinkedIn, if you are one of those people and it's just happened to you, like within the last week, and you haven't signed your severance, take a beat, read that severance, read it. And if you were like this, reach out to your HR person and ask for more severance. If you want me to make a video about specifically how you do that, hit me up in the comments, because I was in the people operations for a very long time, not HR. Know that you feel gut punched. I completely understand that. But what I will tell you is that you do have the right. Know your rights. If you also do have a little bit more of a runway, you can secure yourself an employment lawyer. Even if you say, I just need 8 hours. Let's say 2 hours today, 2 hours another day. Let's say you end up needing them like 4.5, 5 hours. Supportive of people being laid off. So contact your employment. In your 50s, just know that you don't have to immediately run back to a system that was not made for you. You have enough knowledge, you have enough skill. And sometimes this might also just be a wake-up call for your life in general. Like, maybe it's time for you to downsize. Maybe it's time for you to sell your house. Maybe your kids are grown and you don't need that house anymore. Maybe it's time for you and your partner to sell that house and move into a condo. Maybe you don't have to even go back to work. Look at all of the things that you've amassed, right? Your 401k, your life insurance policies, your home if you have one, your savings if you have some of that. Maybe it's time to downsize that car. Maybe it's time to really take your life in your 50s and look at it and be like, I'm still living the life of a 30-year-old. I'm still, I've accumulated and amassed all of this stuff. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe it's time for me to stop. For me, I can only say for me, it's time for me to stop the hustle. I'm done hustling. I'm done jumping through the hoop. I'm done scrambling and scraping to get into an organization or a system that wasn't really actually meant for me to begin with. It's time for me to take my brilliance and share it with others. And that is the purpose of We've Outgrown the Game. That is the purpose of this channel. So if you learned anything in this video, again, we're going to do a 7-part series. The first one is identity crisis, and we're going to start today. The first one is to sit with yourself. Give yourself a few days. Clear out, the second part of this for this video is to clear out all of the things that were associated with that job, unless you're going to take it and use it for something that you're going to package and sell. Or if you're going to become a freelancer or a contractor, it's something that you can leverage, something in there. So keep it. But if it's something else that you can get rid of it. In these 2 days, maybe take some time to go through your home office, go through your mail, go through all of the stuff that you just haven't had a chance to do. Because what you need to do, again, I'm going to say this again, is you got to clear space for new things to come in. The 2 days, or 2 or 3 days that you're going to take for yourself, I'm going to please ask you to make it a minimum of 2 days. Like, don't do 1 day. The least you could do is 2 days. I am advocating for 7 days for you to figure out am I really panicking? Do I really need to go back? Do I really want that life again? Am I still living off of an old operating system? Am I still trying to achieve something that I've kind of already achieved, that I'm just trying to grow more and more and climb higher and higher? If the answer to that is yes, and you're in your 50s, maybe it's time that we look at things a little different. Maybe we start finding and doing things that bring us joy and get paid for it, right? So with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to wrap this up and go feed myself and my dog some lunch. I'm going to wrap this up. I want you to know that there's a community for you. I want you to know that there is I think I may have mentioned this in the video earlier. There is a community for you over on Substack. The community is creator.af50. And we've outgrown the game. So come on, let's figure out where the game is going to take us next, right? Let's figure out our own game together. I'm going to say these other things to you that I'm probably going to close every video this way because I really, truly mean this. Please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. You've put in the work. You're worth it. And I don't know you, but I love you. All right? And I'm telling you, we're going to do this together. It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun doing it too. Okay. Until next time. Bye.